My name is Duane. My job at Google is to look after the well-being and sustainable high-performance learning programs. How do we give people the skills and the abilities to perform highly, sometimes under stressful situations, trying to do the impossible? And my own direct experience with mindfulness helping that really informs part of my worldview. And interestingly, my worldview prior to sitting is also really important. I also want to make meditation available for the skeptical, and I also don't want it to be the only game in town. I think it's really important that those of us who have had mindfulness work for them also realize that this might not work for other people, and to really think that if we're interested in ending suffering or increasing good, is to open up other doors and to make sure that those are also open. And some of these are actually pretty prosaic, like exercise and sleep are things that I'm also a big advocate of. And I also really want to put mindfulness out there. So some of the things we're doing that are maybe a little bit different is to actually put practice at the forefront. I think most times when we think about mindfulness in the corporate environment, we think about training. I think about learning about mindfulness like reading a recipe. You know, you don't get nourished from reading the recipe, you get nourished from practice, right? So if there's one metric that I would track, it would be sort of asin cushion. And so a lot of the programs that we're building are really to say, how can we encourage people to practice? Which is another way of saying, how can we encourage people to do something that can be boring, radically counterintuitive, perhaps emotionally painful? Sometimes all of those things. So a lot of the things are not only in terms of information, but then also creating programs to help people sit, which really involves community. So the one thing I would say in encouraging people to try a mindfulness practice is to stick it out and to give it a good few weeks of trying. That the neurological mechanisms by which this works take repetition and time to actually take root. So even if it's a modest amount, to really give it a few weeks of repetition, even if it's just a few minutes a day,